Warning, the following video contains disturbing material that may be inappropriate for younger viewers. Parental discretion is advised. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the month of October serial killer-thon. And on day 12, I give you Martha Beck and Raymond Fernandez. As you all might know and understand that I'm having a hard time monetizing my videos because of the content. So I need your help if you can share, like the video if you like it, if not leave a comment down below on how I can make it better for you. And subscribe. It has moved up from 2.2 to a 7.9 in subscribers, so I thank you all, but I know that we can do better. Also, a new thing that I'm going to be trying, if you leave a comment down below, I'm going to choose someone from the comments and give them a shout out. Just have it be a comment from the topic of the video. Now, with all being said guys, here are Martha Beck and Raymond Fernandez. Roll that intro. The story of Martha Beck and Raymond Fernandez, dubbed the Lonely Hearts Killers, was one of the most sensational stories to ever hit the headlines. It was a sleazy tale of two lovers who met through a Lonely Hearts column and went on to rob and murder a series of gullible single women. The couple's actions marked them out as unusually sick, vicious pair, but there was another aspect in the case that the public readily identified with. Obsessed love. Martha Beck was a lonely, overweight woman who had lived a relatively normal life as a single parent and a nurse until she fell in love with Fernandez, a killer and a con man. In the process, as she struggled to gain her lover's approval, she threw away any vestige of human decency that she might have once had. First, she abandoned her two children and then helped him murder her lover's innocent victims, in one case a child of 2. The sudden change in her personality fascinated commentators, at least until the full horror of her crimes was revealed, provoking a certain amount of sympathy from the American public. In court, evidence of the couple's bizarre sexual practices was included, and the press also made constant references to Beck's size, to such a degree that it sometimes seemed she was on trial for being overweight, rather than being a vicious murderer. Raymond Fernandez was a Hawaiian-born Spaniard who grew up in Connecticut. And then as a young man, he had gone to Spain to work on a farm. There, he had married a local woman, Encarnacion Rovales. During the Second World War, he had worked for British intelligence, and then he had gone back to the US to look for work, leaving his wife and baby in Spain. During the voyage, he had an accident on board of the ship and had received a blow to the head. By the time he recovered from the injury, his manner had completely changed. Instead of being friendly and outgoing, he had become aggressive and withdrawn. Fernandez now began a career of theft and deception. He joined several Lonely Hearts clubs and corresponded with a number of women. After meeting them, he would steal their money, checkbooks, jewelries, any assets he could lay his hands on. Very few women who were duped went to the police, ashamed that they would be labeled by liaisons of a Latin lover. In one case, Fernandez went further than robbery. He left the woman, Jane Thomas, dead in a hotel after an altercation. He then went to her apartment with a forged will and cleaned out her belongings, even though her elderly mother lived on the same premises. One of Fernandez's many correspondents was Martha Beck, a single mother of 2. Beck later attested that she had suffered a difficult childhood. She claimed to have been sexually assaulted by her older brother and blamed for the incident by her mother. At a young age, she had become obese and had been the butt of cruel jokes at school. Although she went on to do well in nursing school, her size would continue to be a problem. Her employers were always against her, and she ended up working in a morgue. Then, she had become pregnant with a soldier who refused to marry her, even trying to commit suicide to avoid it, a circumstance that she had normally found very depressing. However, Beck had gone on to find herself a husband and became pregnant again, but sadly the couple would soon divorce. As a single mother, she had worked hard and eventually done well in her career of nursing, until her fateful encounter with Raymond Fernandez. When Martha Beck first met Fernandez, she immediately became obsessed with him, to the point of madness. She followed him to New York with her 2 children, and when he complained about them, she promptly took them to the Salvation Army hostel and left them there. Fernandez then told her of the way he made his living, preying off lonely women, and she decided to help him in his chosen career. She would accompany Fernandez on his missions, often posing as his sister or sister-in-law, and helping him gain the victim's confidence. Initially, Beck and Fernandez merely robbed and swindled women. Eventually, they began to kill. Their victims were always lonely women who had advertised for a companion or husband and were unlucky enough to contact Fernandez and his sister, Beck. They met their deaths in horrifying ways. Myrtle Young died of a massive drug overdose administered by Fernandez. Janet Faye was beaten to death by Beck, and Delphine Downing was shot in the head by Fernandez in front of her 2-year-old daughter. When the daughter wouldn't stop crying for her mother, Beck drowned the child in the tub of dirty water. As the details of the case emerged, the American public became increasingly horrified by the placid-seeming Beck. By the time the trial was over, there were very few who continued to sympathize with the oversized single mother of 2, who claims that she had committed these crimes in the name of love. Downing's neighbors reported her missing, and that wasn't long before Beck and Fernandez were arrested. The details of the case emerged during the sizzling hot summer in 1949. During the trial, the court was packed with onlookers, mostly women, and police had to hold the crowds back. Both Beck and Fernandez were convicted of murder and sentenced to death. Even on death row, dramas continued as the pair's constant feuds and reconciliations were reported in the press. On March 8th, 1951, they were executed by electric chair. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment who you think the next serial killer is going to be for tomorrow. And also a reminder, if you do comment, I will pick you out from the comment section and you'll be on one of the daily shoutouts. You can follow me or reach out to me on Twitter, and I also have a Twitch channel that I will leave a link in the description down below. Until next time, guys, sweet dreams.